Morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are welcome to day 2 of this certification course in digital accounting. Yesterday, we saw application of spreadsheet in accounting and other related field, and we also look at cloud accounting. Today, we'll go straight and see electronic auditing applications from our timetable, electronic auditing applications. Now, as usual, we're going to set the theoretical base before we go into the practical session. All right, let me share my screen. I'm sure we are seeing my screen here. I can see an hand up. You can unmute Mr. Ibrahim Kamo. Please unmute and ask your question.
Mr. Ibrahim Kano, please. Just click on the unmute button, please. Good. You're online. Speak up.
Continue, sir. Continue.
Sure.
Continue, sir. Thank you.
All right. Electronic auditing application, as you can see from the screen. Generally speaking, before we look into whatever I've packaged there, when we talk of electronic auditing, we are just saying the application of auditing tools in the collection of data, analysis of the data to gather sufficient, reliable information or evidence that the auditors need in order to form an opinion as to whether the financial statement represents a true and fair view at the date of the conduct of the audit. And by way of quick recap, you remember if an auditor is writing the auditor's report, when it comes to that opinion paragraph, you say, in our opinion, the financial statement represents a true and fair view. That is an unqualified report. The auditor meant to say he has checked the statement of financial position and the content of that statement of financial position. He has checked the statement of comprehensive income and the contents thereof. He has checked the statement of cash flow and the contents thereof. He has also checked the statement of changes in equity. That's if we are talking of financial report prepared based on IFRS now. And he has checked all the figures there, the policies of the organization properly implemented, and the accounts are well prepared. And he has justified the verification of the assets and everything is in order. That's an unqualified audit report. But on the other hand, when you see in the opinion chapter or opinion paragraph of the auditor's report, and you see, in our opinion, except for, that is a qualified audit report. It means during the course of gathering the data and analysis of data, the auditor has discovered some disagreements which are material but not fundamental. That's why I use the language except for. But where you now see the financial statements do not represent a true and fair view. It means the auditors have discovered disagreements, and these disagreements are both material and fundamental. And what are the examples of this disagreement? Maybe the policy of the organization or the company have said we should use reducing balance method in calculating depreciation, but the accountant of the company have chosen to use straight line method or any other method. That's one area of disagreement. Or maybe in valuing stock, the policy of the organization have said we should use last in, first out or weighted average. And the accountant have used a different thing, disagreement. On the other hand, when you go to the opinion paragraph of the auditor's report, and you see, in our opinion, subject to, see the language. Subject to means there are uncertainty, but the uncertainty are material, but not fundamental. For instance, the company may have a pending case in the court and they don't know whether this judgment will be in the favor of the company, or the auditors have checked, he has carried out all his analysis, and he has found some vital documents missing. So I'm talking to you. We are privileged right now consulting. We are external auditors to a company in Nigeria, not just one. Let me just say a particular company that we are auditing currently. They are one of our clients. And my staff who have been in the field have been calling me, see money. Beside this language, I laugh. See money, they even screenshots, they will send me the figures, we have them. Some
Money.
60 something million,
And
some 100 and something million,
are you
without
surprised?
vouchers,
Thank you.
without vouchers, without any backup. So these are uncertainty, and we say where the uncertainties are material but not fundamental. That's where you see the auditor use subject to, or they have case in court, they don't know the judgment. Now, the last one is where the auditor discover uncertainties, and the uncertainties are both material and fundamental. That's the place you will now see. We are unable to express an opinion on the financial statement. But I keep saying this. Ever since I started working 1999 with United Bank of Africa, UBA PLC, that was my first appointment in Area 3, Garki, Abuja in Nigeria. I am yet to see one qualified audit report. Even up to the time they liquidated some of the banks in our country, all you will see the auditor do in that opinion paragraph, you say, in our opinion, the financial statement represents a true and fair view. And I assure you, one of the reasons when they ask our chartered accountant, because they are the ones, then I'm not here to discriminate whether I can or cannot now. But mostly you and I know that it is ICANN members who have audited all these banks as at then. When they ask them question, why are you giving an unqualified audit report, whereas you are supposed to qualify? The accountant then will tell us, or the audit firm will tell us that they have come across a lot of things, discrepancies or disagreement during the course of their audit, where they have summarized all their findings in what we call management report, and they've drawn the attention of management to it. That's one excuse. Another excuse they gave is that in auditing, sampling is allowed. That is, if you have 1 million customers, for example, yeah, it's know how you can manually check all the account of these customers. So sampling is allowed. So the reason why there is problem is that maybe the ones we did not actually sampled, the one we did not check, they are the one that caused the problem. And here we are now. We have a software called IDEA, Interactive Data Extraction and Analysis. It's an audit software that will allow you to analyze and check all the customer's account, all other suppliers' account, and any area you want to check, no matter how voluminous they are. So that is one key advantage of this idea. That is, you can check the entire population in their millions, particularly if you subscribe and pay for the software. Because the one I'm going to use for demonstration today is just for students, a demo version. That one have limited number of items that can be verified. Or if you decide to go for the cloud-based idea, which is called Idea Server, that one resides in the cloud, like we saw yesterday, an accounting software in the cloud, Sage Online, Sage One Online. We also have Audit that is based in the cloud, Audit software solution based in the cloud, and it's called Idea Server. So that's the summary this morning, that why are we using audit software in auditing? One key reason is that it will enable the auditor to check the entire population, to check whatever you need to check, so that you will not make assumption, and so that you will not give excuses again that you are unable to sample everything, because sampling is also allowed. Now let's quickly go. Audit itself, of course, uh, we are preparing for our PE exam, those of us who are doing PE. So there's no need to be defining auditing. But one way you define audit is an independent examination of and the expression of opinion on the financial statement of an organization by an auditor in pursuance of that appointment and in accordance to relevant statutory obligation. That's one definition of auditing. Then we have conceptual definition. I see the audit process. Ladies and gentlemen, when we talk of the audit process, see an overview of the audit process, the workflow. All audits follow a similar sequence of activities and may be divided into 4 stages. See it, planning. You need to plan your audit. You collect evidence, and I've told us, I just mentioned now, what do I need to collect evidence? You need what is also called analytical review techniques. And one of the tools of analysis is this idea we are going to see shortly. Then, after collecting your evidence, then you evaluate the evidence to see whether those evidence are really germane to the opinion you are about to form. Then communicating audit result. That is the last stage. I don't want to go too deep into this evidence, but because when we come to forensic, I'm not taking forensic now. They will tell you there are some evidence that has been tampered with. There are some evidence that cannot even feed for presentation to the jury or to the judge. That's forensic now. But in accounting, that's in auditing, all the auditors want to do, I'm able to gather sufficient, reliable evidence to help me form an opinion. This is the audit process. Nature of auditing. There are 3 key nature of auditing. That is the approach to auditing. How do we go about it? We have what is called audit around the computer approach. Here, the auditor just see when they say around, they just rigmaroles around the system. We have the system, but it's not using it. And we say if output was correctly obtained from system input, then processing must be reliable. See another name for this audit, black box auditing around the computer. And I've put here, I say the IS process, internal system processing portion is ignored. Now we have auditing through the computer. So it's the process of reviewing and evaluating the internal controls in an electronic data processing system. See, auditing through the computer. Every computer-based audit or computer-based accounting system, of course, have controls around them. And one of the control, we have the input control, we have the processing control, we have the output control, we have the file controls. In auditing through the computer, what is expected of the auditor is first to check all these controls around the computer system to establish whether they are reliable. Now, for the audit around the computer, of course, we know the auditor will see the internal control system to see whether it is effective and reliable. And what is that internal control system? Our 30, Zucos 31, you should be singing this one as chorus now because you are preparing for exam. Internal control system, we know is the whole system of controls, financial and otherwise, established by management in order to carry on the business activities of the organization in an orderly and effective manner, safeguard the asset, ensure adherence to management policies, and to secure as far as possible the completeness and accuracy of the record. And they will tell you the individual components of the internal control is packaged in the acronym PAPA-MOSA. Papa-MOSA. Let's leave that one out. See what I mean by auditing around the computer on the screen here. Auditing around the computer. Can you see? The auditor ignores computer processing. I mentioned this earlier. Instead, the auditor selects source documents. You know, source document, books of original entry. All those vouchers, all those receipts, all those journals. See them. The auditor selects source documents that have been input into the system and summarizes them manually to see if they match the output of computer processing. That is what we do in auditing around the computer. You've already printed out, for example, account receivable from the system. But instead of checking through the system to see what has been keyed into, you now say, okay, give me the voucher, give me the invoice, the sales invoice, give me the tellers, give me the receipt. Let me check whether all these source documents match what we have, or the returning word, return out word is as the source document. Now, see something, auditing through the computer, the process of reviewing and evaluating the internal controls in an electronic data processing system. And I did mention to all, we have the input control, we have the processing control, we have the file control, and we have the output control. Then auditing through the computer. Auditing through the computer may be defined as the verification of controls in a computerized system, which is applied to all complex systems, test data, parallel simulation, integrated test facility, embedded audit module techniques, program code checking, control processing. See the phases of the electronic audit: internal review and evaluation of the area to be audited, because sometimes it may not be statutory audit, it may not be complete. It may be interim audit, it may be maybe you do it quarterly, there are some organization like that, or you may have a specific area, maybe you want to audit payroll or salaries, so you concentrate on that area. Then detailed review and evaluation of controls, compliance testing. What happens when you use substantive? We have substantive tests, compliance tests. Substantive test is also called vouching audit. Vouching audit. That is, in substantive test, you want to check voucher. But when you realize, then in compliance test, you want to check the effectiveness of the internal control system. And the principle is this: when you look at the internal control system and you realize that it cannot be relied upon, then the recommendation is that you increase your substantive tests. That is vouching audit now. Analysis and reporting of results. Available computer-assisted audit techniques, all CATs. We have the first one here, computer-assisted easy thrive. That's computer associate. That the CA works in Unix or local area network, primary mainframes. Uses a background language similar to COBOL. COBOL is common business-oriented language. Then we have the SAS, statistical analysis software. We have the data mining. We have the ACL, audit command language. Then we have IDEA. This is the one we're going to see today. IDEA is interactive data extraction and analysis. What is IDEA? See it there in the bracket: interactive data extraction analysis. A generalized audit software. It is able to import a wide range of different types of data files. During the import, an IDEA file and its field statistics are created. We are going to see field statistics and a couple of practical demonstrations of IDEA this morning. The IDEA is a computer-based file interrogation tool for use by auditors, accountants, investigators, and IT staff. It analyzes data in many ways and allows extraction, sampling, and manipulation of data in order to identify error problems, specific issues, and trends. I will give a classic example. We know we have public holidays in various countries, and you are the person in charge of system. Maybe you are an accountant in your own organization, and you feel since you have access to the office key during one particular public holiday, you decide to, okay, since I have the key, I'm the director of finance and account, let me go to the office and work on the system. And you decided to do so, and you think you will not be found out. One thing about computerized solution or computer-based auditing or accounting, especially software, is that there is always what is called audit trail, the path a transaction follows from inception to completion. so that by the time another person who want to check activities come, he will see activity by step. So if you decide to now come to your office, come and work on system, maybe you manipulate some figures to favor you, or you perpetrate some fraud. By the time they collect the output, that's the soft copy from that system, and they import it into the idea software for further analysis, it's going to show that on so date, so time, this particular item was posted. Then that will put the auditor into inquiry, especially if the auditor also have his calendar. But this date I'm seeing here is supposed to be a public holiday. So we will continue deeper investigation. Why posting entry during public holiday? That is one way. Or some other time wherein you have paid. It happen when you have a high voluminous transactions. We're talking of millions. That somebody connive with outsider. They have paid a particular vendor, for example, but because an insider have vested interest or they've connived, they want to pay again. It has happened before when I resigned in United Bank for Africa, UBA. I use that one as an example. When I resigned, I'm no longer working. They don't want to release me to go. So I left. They still keep sending my salaries. That is how porous some system can be. They still sending my salary. I had to go back to tell them, I am no longer your staff. Stop sending salary. Because some other people will just feel this one is manna from heaven. It's a wolf. It's not everything that is a wolf for. What you don't work for. Don't just say it's a wolf, you use it. I drew their attention. It's happening. We have organization where even the other place I work after leaving United Bank for Africa, I think I work in, as an accountant, Nigerian Law School, Buhari, Abuja there in Nigeria. That we have cases of ghost worker, not only ghost worker, we even have a case like that somebody who was long dead, not even alive, discover salaries. Idea, we identify where duplicates, maybe they've made payment more than once. You will just highlight it. So you as the auditor that is using idea, you'll be able to see why is this repeated payment. Then you carry out your analysis. The following are some of the main areas where idea can be used. See, identifying exceptional items. And here, when we say exceptional items, we are saying items or transactions that are primary to the goal of the organization. But the occurrence is so magnitude, is so high that it calls for attention. For example, how do you justify somebody is on grade level 2 and you just observe that the basic salary of that person is higher than that of the person on grade level 8? Manipulations. So exceptional items. This may be simply large items or where the relationship between two pieces of information on an item do not correlate. I've said such as rate of pay and pay grade. I just mentioned this now. Many pieces of information can also be checked for allowable value. Calculation can be checked by appending a calculated feed using feed manipulation. Alternatively, use an exception test of miscalculation using the extraction tax. See some of these things. Now, the accuracy of any management report may involve a wider use of functions to achieve the result of reproducing report. In this case, is running a series of tasks such as join databases and summarization. We see all these menus when we take the practical session. Another area you can use idea is cross-matching data between systems. And here we say one of the common ways to test the validity of an item is to cross-check it against some other information. For example, checking addresses or bank details of employees against those on accounts payable files to see if employees were also purporting to be suppliers. Let me explain that again. It's just like maybe I'm a staff, full-time staff of Nigerian College of Accountancy, JOS. And of course, I have my bank account. And if I have a bank account, they will request for my address. Then maybe conniver or connectivity there. The same me also, I'm one of the supplier who supply items to Nigerian College of Accountancy where I work. In accounting or in auditing, do you know that independence is already mad? Because when you talk of the principle of independence, you are not expected to be a staff of an organization and you still be a supplier. There's something fishy. So how are you going to now detect this one in a computer-based environment? So that's why we say cross-matching. When I cross-match now, maybe the addresses of supplier, maybe I've decided now to go and register Abuja Limited. That's the name of my company. Of course, again, when I'm registering in CAC, they will also ask of my address. I've provided the same address. So in idea will help you cross-match to see, let's see the addresses of the staff of Nigerian College of Accountancy, and they now see my address, Suite C67, Area 11 Shopping Mall, Gariki, Abuja. That is my employee record. They now check also the suppliers, addresses of suppliers to Nigerian College of Accountancy, and they now discover again. In fact, idea will just bring it out, the one that correlates. Then you will continue your investigation into that will enable you to form an opinion. Why are we having C67 Area 11 shopping mall both as employee and as supplier? That is what we mean there, cross-matching. These tests are carried out by importing both files and then using the joint databases tags. Let's leave that. Testing for gaps and duplicates. I mentioned duplicates earlier. Idea can be used to test for completeness, including testing for gaps in a numeric sequence or missing item. To test the gaps, there must be a sequential number. You have a number from number 1 to 1 million, and deliberately they skip some for you to physically be checking serial number from 1 to 1 million, especially in an environment and the world. I don't want to peculiarize the challenges we are passing through because it's not only Nigeria, challenges everywhere. People have a lot of things going on in their head. Even some people are working. Some are even writing exam. Psychologically, they are not balanced. A lot of trouble. So how do you now begin to check manually? Number 1, 2, 3 to 1 million. But with idea, you will be able to check if at all any sequence or any number has been omitted. That's gaps and duplicate. I've explained duplicates. You want to check whether dates are missing, whether receipts are duplicated. Because of time, let me leave those. Duplicate sampling. Statistical sampling is commonly used to test for validity in a manner which then allows for evaluation across a population. So, IDEA also have provision for sampling. But what we are saying is that with IDEA, you can decide to sample all the population, the entire population. Advantages of IDEA, many advantages accrue to the use of IDEA. And however, the major benefits include increase or wider scope of investigation, such as conducting tests which cannot be done manually. Increased coverage. Can you see now in bracket, checking a large number of items and potentially covering 100% of the transaction for a year or more, so that the external auditors who will not give excuses again that we are unable to check all the records of particular customers or particular supplier. Idea will check everything. Then we have better information such as extra analysis or profiling of data, saving time. Users of IDEA is designed for internal and external auditors. It is also a valuable tool to fraud investigators, forensic accountants, and management accountants, except if CBN and Office of the Auditor General for the Federation have adopted another audit software. I can tell you, I used to know that that's what they use. It's IDEA they use in these two government offices in Nigeria. IDEA is versatile tool that is used in many different industries. Here are some. The information technology industry uses IDEA for auditing computer securities. Let me leave that. The health industry uses IDEA for analyzing account receivables. You know, account receivable is another one for debtors. Account payable is another one for creditors. Another word for creditors. Patient billing, charges, and material management. School boards use IDEA for analyzing kickback or conflict of interest schemes. phantom vendor schemes, policy compliance, and asset management. The retail industry uses IDEA for analyzing gross profit, isolating price adjustment transactions, cash disbursement, loss prevention. Ladies and gentlemen, it's as far as your eyes can see and as far as you can research. When they asked us in those days, what are the audit software? And even the one I've taught my students, undergraduate then, the one that is popular that we talk about is IDEA, ACL. That's Audit Command Language. But you can see on the screen today that in a similar fashion that we have many audit accounting software. Saw some of them yesterday when we mentioned Sage, QuickBooks, Sun System, Tally Accounting, Busy Accounting, Myob Accounting, to mention but a few. Here are other computer-assisted audit software. There are a lot of them. We have the Signal Auditor, GenSuite, Intellect, Pronto Forms, FastPath Audit Trail, Form.com, Asset Panda, Master Control Audit, DOT, Raking, iAuditor, OnSpring Audit Software, Feed ID, More App Forms, Quatrax, Netflix Auditor, Isolocity, Audit Board, Audits.io, Zen GRC, ACL. Now, I will just give us a general view. Some of these audit software, when you check, it's not that all of them are doing different purpose. As a matter of fact, some of them, it's just a change of name. It's just like you saying QuickBooks and Sage. Both of them will prepare for you your final report or financial report. The same thing, some of these, they will do the same thing, but they are from different developers, different companies. And of course, the way they use them differs. And out of this one, we have this one, my Pronto Forms. Let me put down form.com. That this one help you to convert. See, in IDEA, what you need from the organization you are auditing is soft copy. Once they give you their information in soft copy, your own is to import it into the IDEA software and begin your analysis. But what if you go to an organization, they now tell you, we don't have our information in soft copy. Our system, we don't even use system. All we have is hard copy. So this other audit computer assisted audit software will help you convert paper evidence into soft copy. So that once it's converted into soft copy, you can now do your analysis. That's the basic thing some of these things do. Anyway, I say thank you for your attention, but we are not done yet. We'll now go and take a quick practical look at IDEA, interactive data extraction and analysis software. I requested from your class governor yesterday to call me. I think I missed his call. So I tried to call him back, but no response. What I'm going to do, I have a link I'm going to share with him after this meeting today. And that link is the link you need to download. That link is the link you need to download the IDEA software. See, you will download it and install it on your system. We don't have time to do that now. All I want you to do now is to pay rapt attention on how I'm going to utilize the audit software called IDEA. I already have it on my own system. And if you check, let me quickly pull out this now. I will pull out the workbook again. You all have the workbook. So everything we are going to discuss or I'm going to demonstrate now about IDEA, you already have them, those steps. So once you get IDEA installed on your system, just follow these steps, you get the same result. See, module 3, electronic auditing applications. Everything I've just mentioned briefly, like this importing an Excel file, we are going to practically demonstrate this shortly. Importing an Excel file, see those steps. When you follow these steps, especially the case study we are going to look at now, We have 10 steps, about 10 steps there. Don't worry, just follow it. And this presentation is being recorded. We can also share with you. You follow either the manual or you follow the video evidence. Task 2, reconciling data by using control total. Then task 3, reconciling data by using field statistics. So these first 3 tasks, tasks 1 to 3, we need them for the case study we are going to handle shortly. But all the steps is the same result anywhere. Once you have the idea, there are 2 versions I'm going to send to you when you use that link. Version 10.3, then version 11. I think you should try the version 10.3 first. The code you need, because we ask you for a code, or the code is also included in the link I'm sending. Now, see the case study here. If you bring out your manual, page 17. But before we go into the case study, let me quickly do something here. Ayomide PLC, pay rapt attention to this case study. Ayomide PLC is a limited liability company with diverse investment that spans through manufacturing and supplies. The company was established in 2013 and has been filing returns as at when due to Federal Inland Revenue Service. The tax liabilities of the company for the past 5 years have been above 100 million. Follow it. However, are we there? However, in the last tax year, the company's tax liability remitted to the service was less than 50 million. Can you see that discrepancy? This anomaly arose suspicion of possible tax fraud by the service. That's FIRS now. On analytical review carried out by the service on the likely reasons for the huge variation between the tax liability of the last tax year and the previous 5 years, the audited financial statement of Ayomide PLC uploaded via the Tax Pro Max, that's what we use in Nigeria, was downloaded and carefully studied alongside the data file keyed into the system to arrive at the tax liability. Data keyed into the system to arrive at the tax liability. See something now. This is where we are going. The service discovered that, where you see service, it may FIRS. The service discovered that account receivable figure in the financial statement was stated at 169 million. The bad debts allowable deduction figures was stated at 95 million. Federal Inland Revenue Service contacted Ayomide PLC and the company confirmed that the account receivables and bad debts for the tax year under consideration was the reason for the variation in the tax liability. I don't know if you are doing tax in your PEA. We have allowable deduction, no allowable deduction, and bad debt is one of the allowable deduction. And what Ayomide is claiming is that the reason why their tax and their tax liability was lower for this particular year, below 50 million, is because of the bad debt. They have a lot of people, doubtful debt, and they have written off. Anyway, Ayomide PLC uses Microsoft Excel in the preparation of their financial statement and printed out the list of the account receivables alongside the bad debt written off against each of their customers who made up the figures reported in their financial statement, and the data key into the system. Bad debts. Required. Use interactive data extraction analysis idea to collect and report relevant evidences required to establish a case of tax fraud or evasion, as the case may be. That's the assignment. Remember, I've mentioned to you in idea, don't bother yourself with whatever hard copy given to you. Just ask them to submit We give you the soft copy. It is that soft copy you are going to import into the idea software and begin to do your analysis. So that is the case study we have with us. To solve this problem, let me first launch the idea so you have a feel of how it look like. I will share the screen. If you see on my screen now, if you see my screen very well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the idea software. By default, we have sample companies that come with the software. So by the time I share with you the link and you also install on your system, you are going to have all these sample companies that come with it. We're going to have all those stuff. Now, if you look at this place here, you will see project overview. You see create. Project overview will just tell you that it will itemize different projects that you have used this software to take care of. Create, this is where you create new company if you want, if you are using it for a new company like Ayomide. Select, you want to select from the list of companies you have been. It's because of time. If I click project overview now, let me show us this. See something now? It's just showing you import from Excel, different things you have done in the time past. That is what that one is going to show us. Now create, select, property, desktop. This menu, very important in IDEA. In fact, that's the starting point in IDEA after installation. Because from this desktop, once you click this, it will take you to desktop. It's from desktop, you will now import. You import the particular document you want to analyze. Now, if I go to data, you can see all these menu here, they are not activated. If you want them activated, let me click on one of these sample files. See, before now, let me go again. Before now, this place, blank. So as soon as I double click, watch. What idea is saying is, okay, I now have document that has been brought to fore for me to now begin to perform my analysis. If I now go back to data here, idea is telling me now that I have data available for analysis, I can copy, index, I can sort, I can describe sorted order, that's the data. I can append a new field to the database. We can modify a field in the database. We can even remove a field from the database. We can find a particular data where you have millions of data, high volume of data, and you want to locate a particular one. Maybe they say, for example, year average each cost. They give you the amount and they have described, maybe they say it's equal to serial number this, straight, you will find this. Then define action feed, you can do that. Locate records that match a specified criteria. You can find next. That one is just the next figure after highlighting. You can go to highlight the specific record, but all these things you have to define it. That is, even if you have millions of data, with go to, you go and hit the specific one you need. Then there's another search for keywords within fields in multiple databases. Now, when we come to analysis here, idea enable you to carry out all this analysis where we have direct index, top record, key value, gap detection. I mentioned that earlier, Benford law, duplicate key, statistics. I want to perform statistical analysis, summarization, stratification, chart. Idea can even help you plot charts from your data you have collected, aging pivot table, join append, visual connector, compare, attribute, random, monetary unit, and so on. Now, let's go now to our question. How do you cannot bring up two documents or data for analysis at the same time. so that each time you bring a data to analyze after you are done with your work, you can always use close. That's what I've done there. Then let's look at this other side of idea software. Can you see properties, data, history, field statistics, control total, criteria, result? We are going to use some of these things now, practical application. So, ladies and gentlemen, from that question I've just shown to us on Ayomide, the very first step to take care of that case study, we have a case in hand now that these people have been paying over 100 million before, but suddenly less than 50 million, and they are saying that their account receivable 169 million. That is what they have in their record, their statement of financial position, and they are also saying the total bad debt they have written off, which is also allowable deduction 95 million. You will not rely on their figure. That's why you're an auditor. But the only challenge we have, I have to say this humorously, in one of my presentations, also when I was in Nigeria last year during the annual conference of ANAN, I think I presented a paper on emerging technologies in financial oversight. And one of the statements I made was, if we are a watchdog becomes a dog to be watched, there is problem. So auditors are supposed to be watchdog. They are bloodhound. You don't assume that everything is well, yet you don't have a biased mind. That's our work. But when you that has been saddled with the responsibility to be a watchdog, you are not a dog to be watched. You know the meaning of that. There is a problem that they need to check you yourself. Anyway, let's leave that. So before you begin your analysis, let me show us the first thing you will do as soon as they give you their record, that document, either in PDF or Word document, different, they can give you in any format. You will go back to that same document. Let me go now to my desktop. If you look at my desktop, Ayomide PLC, see it in Excel. Let me show us. That is the record given by Ayomide. Watch it and see now. Account receivable, because they are saying the reason we have paid less tax liability than the previous years was that our account receivable so much, we couldn't collect a lot of money. And again, bad debt sees now 169 million, as we have in that question, and 95 million bad debts. Your own is to check. We want to now verify their claim, whether really this thing they have given you is correct. And ladies and gentlemen, this format, the way it is now in Microsoft Excel, cannot fit into the idea environment. Here is where we now carry out what is called data cleaning, as in data analytics. There's what is called data cleaning, data cleansing. They use different names. Data cleaning. Data cleaning is the process of course, removing all those data that are not relevant to the decision you want to make. So the first thing I do, once I receive this from Ayomide, see it, I will remove all this. They don't need all this heading. You don't need all this heading in the idea environment. See what I've done now. The only provision made in that idea software is for you to have your heading, serial number, date, journal, customer account, credit, debit, doubtful. Then also in idea, you don't need to help idea to total anything because you are not relying on the total given to you. So I will also go, I can go straight ahead, just delete this. It's the same thing I've deleted. I will now save. I've just performed what they call data cleaning now. All those total, this total, and that other name, we don't need it. Some other time, they may even give you some other information that you don't need. So you just remove them and have a precise data relevant to what you want to do. Now that I'm done with this, the next step will be, watch now, I've closed it. Let me close this now. Now go back to my idea. Watch that now. I want you to confirm if you are still seeing my screen. That's the idea template software. Somebody just confirm whether you raise your hand or you're on mute and speak out. Thank you for that, Mr. Victor James. Now, once you have this done, see the next thing you do. I'll go to desktop, watch. I'll go to desktop, just be watching. Now, after I click desktop, see something. Advanced record definition, AS400, DBase, Microsoft Access, Microsoft Excel. The document given to us from Ayomide PLC for purpose of analysis is in Microsoft Excel. I've clicked on that. Just watch. Then see what I did. Let me take that again. I'll click here, file name. It will take me straight to the desktop. See, you select desktop. Then you scroll down. You locate that same document given to you. That is it. Then open. Just watch. When I click next, then I come and see we have Microsoft Excel. What I'm just doing now is to import. I'm importing the document from my desktop into the idea environment for analysis. I can check this first row. I can check this import empty numeric cells as 0 if there is. See, after checking these two, then watch, I will click OK. Just watch. As soon as I click OK, see, if you look up here, Ayomide PLC idea case study. That is the file name I used to save that. Let me go this way now. For this particular exercise, see, we have Ayomide PLC. The same document have been given in Excel for purpose of analysis. I've imported it into the idea environment. With this one now, you can perform all manner of analytical exercise. Begin to analyze. But for this case study, we are specific. We just want to find out. The claim is just like verification. We want to find out whether the claim of the company about account receivable and the doubtful debt, and which led to the bad debt, very correct. If you look at to the left here, can you see how your media is now added to other sample that came along with the software by default? The next thing we want to do first, excuse me, let's see. Okay, I don't want to digress now. Let's first hit the nail on the head, then we'll see other things. Like in accounting, whether research or even analytical techniques, what people do when you have a data like this, a collection of data, the plural of datum, when you have data, you may even decide, I want to perform some statistics, some field statistics, to even see the correlation. Some of you, maybe later you'll be doing your master's or you have your master's, or some of you PhD, before you go and say you want to analyze data for your thesis or dissertation, as the case may be, they want to see relationship even among the data to see whether they will be relevant for the research you are carrying out. Idea also have provision for that. For example, if I go and say field statistics, watch now. You know, after importing, let me bring this one back. data. After I imported, see something, I say field statistics, check. Statistics are not available for all fields. Do you wish to create statistics for all fields without statistics? Watch. Once I say yes, you know this idea help us to calculate, and you now see net value, absolute value. This is where you even know if maybe if it's 1 million record or whatever. See, number of records 201, number of items 1, positive value. That's not where we are going. How do I return back to the data we are using? You click data. See, I've gone back to the original data for analysis. Ladies and gentlemen, without wasting time, all we want to do here, we want to verify whether this account receivable, the debtors column, is as claimed by Ayomide PLC. So I will go here, watch here. I will do control total. I will select the one I want to check. That heading is reading debit. I will click debit. Then I will say okay. Watch. Let me take that again. What did you notice here? Can you see 32,610,942 as against the claim of 169 million? Then if you are the one using this idea, see there is provision for you to comment there. You take note of your comment if you want to use idea fully. But if you don't want to comment here, you go and write out your findings. That whereas their statement of financial position or their record rather, analysis of debtors is showing 195 million, 169 million. That's what you have using the control total, 32 million. That is number one. Then we go back again. See, I've clicked again the same control total. I want to check the doubtful debt or want to check the bad debt, what led to the bad debt. I will select doubtful. The claim from here, from their claim, they say it is 95 million. So I want to use idea to check whether it's 95 million. Check again. What do we have here? Control total. Doubtful. 9,783,282.60. With this one, you go do your report. I will quickly share with us why it is good we have this knowledge or skills, digital accounting, digital. 2 years ago, our firm were privileged. That should be ACCSA Global now, Association of Chartered Certified System Accountants. That's the body I told some of us yesterday, registered here in the US. And by privilege, I'm the training director. So we are privileged to organize the training for the managers and the directors now of Federal Inland Revenue Service in Nigeria. We have 2 batches in Lagos, 2 batches in Abuja. And during the Lagos, I think first batch, I did a demonstration of what we saw yesterday, that cloud counting, cloud. When I took them to the cloud, I showed them how to check VAT. I did not do that yesterday because of time. So when I showed them the VAT, how can you check VAT record in the cloud, not the normal desktop accounting? Then one of the directors, when it was time for question, the guy stood and said, Prof, I just came back from an official assignment to Port Harcourt. I was directed to go and investigate the affairs of one of the taxpayers because the tax remitted so suspicious. And when I got to the company and I asked them of their records, that where are your records? Let me check your record. They told him, we are in the cloud. Our record is in the cloud. And that guy said it was the first time he's hearing cloud and he has not been to the cloud before. So he did not even know what next question to ask. So he said, okay, he said, you are in the cloud. Let me see your record. So they gave him the records they want him to see. And after the whole exercise. He wrote his report. But when he came for the training, he now told me, that's what he was sharing his experience, saying, Prof, with this training now, and now that you have shown me how to what to check, how to go to the cloud, after this training, I'm going back to my superior for them to give me another permission to go back to that company now that I know what to check. The basic difference between success and failure, poverty and prosperity, peace and crisis is knowledge. It's a good one, the Nigerian College of Accountancy, under the able leadership of our DG and overall Association of National Accountants of Nigeria, is giving permission for us to have this training of this nature. I don't know if I mentioned to you yesterday, I have one of our members, ANA members in Canada. He's been there, he's now a citizen in Canada. Whereas I'm not encouraging everybody that we should japa. But again, I have to tell you, it's not everybody you see who have relocated from Nigeria abroad that are really suffering. Some are doing wonderfully. And such is the case of this, our member that is in Canada. And according to him, each time this guy will talk, he will keep thanking me. You will think I'm the one who helped him to pass whatever interview. Say, Prof, thank you. This training you did when I was in Nigeria really helped me. It gave me an advantage over every other applicant. It was the reason I got my first job in Canada. Today, this same guy is not only working, earning money from company, he has also set up his own practice as a consultant. What are we saying? We are saying that you should not just stop. Because here, what we are doing within these 2 days is just to open our eyes to see that these tools are available. Some of you very, very smart and who want to go the extra mile will now ask for more. That is, I need the full training on either idea or cloud accounting or even spreadsheet application. And we are going to see AI shortly. So all we have done this morning, number one, we have taken general overview for you to know, okay, we have an audit tool called Idea. Then you have seen how Idea work. We have used the same idea to import a document and we have checked. This is all about that case study because the case study says use interactive data extraction and analysis to collect and report relevant evidence required to establish a case of tax fraud or evasion or manipulation, which we have done. In the 2 cases we have just checked now using control total, we have realized that the total given by Idea very, very different with that given by the company. And you see that difference is material and fundamental. It's material and fundamental. If you have any question, this is where we're going to stop for Idea today before we take the next one, which is artificial intelligence. So let me stop, comment, question on what we have done so far.
Thank you very much, Prof. That has been quite insightful. Please, if we do have questions, let us do well by raising up our hands.
You have to separate the two. If you wish your country bad and you turn into negativity, it won't work for you.
Thank you. Somebody made a comment here. Beautiful session. It's a good one you are following. I promise you, I'm going to send you the link. I will send it to your class governor so you can share on your platform the link to this idea that you can install on your system after this meeting. Please, 2 things I'm sending to your class governor. Yesterday, some of you who did not join the afternoon session, I think I'm going to share the same information. He said, the husbandman that laboreth shall be the first partaker. I want you that have come for this training to be the first to register for the global digital competition coming up, Digital Accounting and Finance Challenge. And the focus of that challenge will be spreadsheet application. It's coming up March 29. Why I'm telling you this, there are limited space. Once we hit the number that the app we are using from the US here can accommodate, we shut down registration. You wait for another phase of that competition. And like I did mention yesterday, I've told us the first prize that competition is $1,000. Second prize is $800, and the third prize is $500. Then we have 7 consolation prizes, $100 each for the next 7 people. So you stand the chance of winning minimum of $100 if you fall within the first 10. And this competition is all about spreadsheet application. Their course outline will give you the topics, you go and study. Then a day to the day of the competition, or in the morning, is to be 9 a.m. in the US. That will be 3 p.m. in Nigeria. We share with you. That's why you need to register. We share with you the code. Once you log into the code we advise people can use their handset. Once you log in with the code, the question will pop up on your handset. You will just see question 1, multiple choice question. You tick, question 2 appear, and so on. And for this maiden edition, registration is free. The first step, as soon as you get the detail of the registration, the first step is for you to subscribe to the YouTube channel dedicated for that global competition. And one of the reasons you need to subscribe, there will be video presentations that will be shared to prepare you for that competition. It will be my own joy to see one of you win the $1,000 that has been earmarked by ACCSA Global in this competition. Registration is free. There is first come, first serve, very first set of people to register. Now, having said this, let's go quick and take the last paper for the day, so that you can go and judiciously utilize the remaining time for the weekend. You enjoy your weekend. Now, from our calendar or timetable, what we'll be taking last is artificial intelligence applications. Artificial intelligence application. AI case study. All right, let me pull out. I'm seeing some hands up. Please, you can unmute.
Mr. Gladstone, please, if there are anyone with question in the hall, you can give them the chance to ask their questions. Then, Wegbo Bright, please unmute yourself.
0.me. GPT0.me. It's not me. GPT0.me.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
My name is Wegbo Bright. I just want to inquire on how to get trained on this idea.
All right. What we're gonna do, I've already mentioned earlier that this is just a sensitization training to really open our eyes to see. You should look out for further training, because what I do also, coincidentally, by privilege, I will call everything privilege, and by divine grace, the chair my education training, current one, another president is coming. I may not be that one again. The current chairman, education training and ICT skills committee of ANAN. And what we do, I also organize different training on behalf of the association, that one mostly international or local. I am going to share. Please just hold your class governor very well. I'm going to share a lot of information with him, which he will share on your platform. We have upcoming training in Abuja, Nigeria, and that should be April. Let me get the date. We have upcoming training. We have master class programs. We do some of these things in collaboration with Anand. But better still, please remind me before the end of this presentation today, this training, I will share with us some contacts you can reach. Because I will not lie to you if you decide to be sending message to me because of timing difference. If it is 9 a.m. in Nigeria or 10 a.m., Nigeria is 7 hours ahead. So if it's 9 a.m. in Nigeria, it's 2 a.m. in the US, I'm still in bed sleeping. I'm going to give you about 3 to 4 contacts, people you can reach who will give you perfect information for those of you who want to dig deeper, either into idea or cloud accounting or even spreadsheet application or blockchain technology. Have I answered your question?
Please, there's somebody in the hall that has questions to ask.
Okay, the person can walk up to the camera there or the screen and ask the question. Procrastination is a thief of time. Let me share with us, as the person is asking this question, I will share on the screen the various numbers you can reach that will give you perfect information for further training, Please go ahead, the person in the hall.
I want to know more about this spreadsheet account. And secondly, how can we include into this program that you are saying that we are going to participate inside? Because I'm interested in it. I want to participate. If I can be able to get the information from them.
I didn't get the first one.
I said that I want to know more about this accounting spreadsheet.
Okay, spreadsheet.
Spreadsheet.
Okay, I get that now. After spreadsheet, which other one, please?
Then
after that one, which one do you want?
It's only the second one, the second one that says I want to participate in the program. That's only what I want. The two of them.
All right. Okay, what I'm doing, I will share something now on the screen. Just hold on a minute.
Sir, the governor wants to talk to you, sir.
Governor, okay, go ahead, please.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, class governor. God bless you.
It is
Go ahead, please.
Actually communicated with you last night and you replied back. You said you wanted to talk you when you're ready, but you didn't communicate back.
All right, don't worry, I will do that. It's timing difference. I will do that today. Let's just go ahead with the next one, AI. Before the end of today's session, I will share important information, how you can reach out if you need. And the beauty of the training we do, let me give you information. If we have training in Abuja and you live in Lagos, in this era, referred to as era of digital Darwinism, you don't have to fly, spend all that money to fly to Abuja in person. Since it's even digital accounting and finance we are talking about, the only difference is that you will remain in your location, and this time around, before we start that training, we ensure that you have all the software installed on your system. Then we allocate more time. Like the master class I told you is coming up in April. It's 3 good days, 3 days. We start from morning, like 9 We close like 3 p.m. for 3 days. And all through is practical. That's what I'm trying to say. 3 days. And all these things you are just paying, is it 70,000 naira or how much is that? I'm not sure. I will confirm. And this one really puts you at a vantage position above your contemporaries. Especially in our country now, where is the job now? Where are the job opportunities? When you equip yourself with the relevant tools, you'll be the one creating the job, consultant. Anyway, let's go ahead with the next one. Time is not friendly, no longer on our side. GPT0.me. That's the one I just added to the AI tools. Ladies and gentlemen, if you see my screen very well, let me share slide from current. The last course for this certification course, Artificial Intelligence Application. And by way of summarized overview, when we say artificial intelligence, we are only saying making a machine think like human being so that the tasks hitherto perform or ordinarily performed by human being will now be performed by the machine. That is summary. That is machine picking the human brain so that tasks that are supposed to be performed by human being are now performed by the machine. That is AI. And AI go hand in hand with machine learning. In machine learning, we talk of series of algorithms that link data together that come from logical conclusion. We are going to see some of these things. We have AI, we have the machine learning, and so on. Now, again, by divine grace and election, I like using that language. A man received nothing except it is given unto him by God. January 19, 2023, that was the last trip I came to US that I made up my mind as I was leaving Nigeria, traveling to the United States. That I made up my mind, proposed in my mind that I'm not gonna go back to Nigeria until I change my status. Change of status means before now, I travel in and out of Nigeria with B1, B2 as a visitor. But that January 19, 2023, I said, this one I'm going until I change my status, that is, have my green card as a permanent residency. I'm not going back to Nigeria. Anyway, the summary is that I did not apply for green card in January. I waited until March. And why did I wait? I really want to seek the face of God to be sure He wants me to stay in the US. And of course, after prayers, is this information I'm giving you, you need it so that you will not join the bandwagon of those jumping to Germany before you go and jam your destiny. Ask for divine direction. If God really wants you to jump from Nigeria, go ahead. Why not? So when I got the signal from the Spirit of God, He told me, I heard Him, that approval will be faster than expected. So with that one I started telling people the Spirit of God has spoken, approval will be faster than expected. So I filed him for the green card in March. Now, between that March and February, less than 1 year, I was given green card. See what happened. I now devoted my time to research in artificial intelligence, AI. And within that period, I have discovered minimum of 24 artificial intelligence tools. It's not just discovery. I use them. Some of them, I try to find out the lacuna, the limitation of using them. That is what I've done within that 9 months. And during the course of using this AI, sometimes I will just sit down. Only me in this office here, I will just be laughing. What's the reason for laughter? I will say now that we have AI tools that can do virtually what we accountants, not only accountants, even other professionals brag about. Say, what job is now left for us to do? Because when, as we are going to see later, maybe because of time, I will share with all only 4 or 5 out of the over 24. But before we do that, let's quickly see an overview. Introduction. We say the accounting profession, traditionally known for its reliance on meticulous manual processes and detailed analysis, is undergoing a profound transformation with advent of AI. Yesterday, I did mention to us that over 3,000 people laid off even in this US. AI taking over people's job, machine learning, robotic, and so on. But then, even with this advent of artificial intelligence, the world will always recognize ingenuity. Once you can equip yourself with relevant training, you make the difference. People will still look for you. Application of artificial intelligence in accounting, we have automation, routine tasks, data analysis and reporting, fraud detection and risk management, natural language processing because of our time, robotic process automation is there. Then we say significance of artificial intelligence in accounting. With AI, there is increased efficiency, enhanced accuracy, cost savings, improved decision making, fraud prevention, scalability, regulatory compliance. Then what about the challenges and consideration? Implementation costs. Of course, initial investment, some of them will allow you to first use free use. Like one we are going to see this afternoon, they call it Excel Formula Bot. Excel Formula Bot. That one, when you even subscribe to use it, it will tell you can use only 5 uses only. You can use it to solve 5 problems. After that 5 attempts, they will ask you to go and upgrade and pay. Then data quality and management. Then we have change management. People don't want change. That's what we are saying there. How do you manage change to go from manual to AI? Ethical and privacy concerns. Is our data secure or our data secure in AI environment? Integration with existing system. Here we discussed this yesterday. How do you integrate AI with the current system you use? Fundamentals of AI and machine learning. See it here. We say machine learning is a subset of AI that involves the development of algorithms that allow computer to learn from and make predictions or decisions based on data. Everything data. Some even tell you that the most valuable asset currently now in the field is data. Just yesterday, I don't know if some of you follow news. Joe Biden, our president here in the United States of America, who is handing over to the incoming president, Donald Trump, on Monday, just finally concluded that as from Monday, is it from Monday or this Sunday? Sorry, as from Sunday, Americans will no longer use TikTok. That is, Americans, because as at dates, over 174 million Americans are enrolled on this TikTok. And what's the reason? Before you sign up for TikTok, they will collect your data. And it's risky for your data to be in the hand of adversaries or your opposition. And you know TikTok is not owned by Americans. So they've given a condition. It's either an American buy over TikTok or all Americans will be excused from the use of TikTok. They are still working on that. I know Elon Musk and some other people, including this guy who earn than any other person in the world. Is it Beast on YouTube? It's among those showing interest to buy over TikTok. That's the condition. It's either an American buy over TikTok or all Americans stop using TikTok. Over 174 million data of America now in the hand of, I think it's a Chinese or who is the owner of that TikTok again. So data, very, very important. Be mindful of who you share your data with. We are talking of machine learning, work with data and make predictions. Types of machine learning, we have the supervised learning, unsupervised learning, reinforcement learning. and key algorithm and techniques, linear regression, decision trees, neural network, support vector machines, training and evaluation. Here you should train and retrain, validation, testing. I want us to really skip this theory part. But let's see, combine significance, challenges, and consideration of AI and machine learning. Of course, automation, very, very paramount. Enhanced decision making. Then you can personalize some of this AI tool for your personal use. Innovation, very innovative and creative. And cost reduction is not only cost reducing, it also eliminates a lot of waste resources. The combined challenges and consideration of AI and machine learning includes, but not limited to, data quality. Like we are going to see when we practically demonstrate one of the AI tool, that one will even tell you that ChatGPT make mistakes. And I've advised people using ChatGPT, don't rely 100% on information from ChatGPT. Here in the United States, I've organized a training for some people who came, some professionals, and I gave them a question, quantitative question, and I asked them to launch their ChatGPT, same question. And when I went around to check, all of them have different answer. And that is the place of ingenuity and brilliance. It takes somebody who know the right thing to be able to even access that the information or the solution that AI is giving me is correct. During the course of the research, I'm still researching. It's not that maybe now that I say I have the green card, I'm not doing any research again. Now, during the course of my research again, there is one question I've solved for students before in our center. I used to have an center in Nigeria, even ICANN tutorial center, tuition center then. Then I solved a question in oil and gas accounting. I have the solution. I still solve it manually. I have my solution. I now gave the same question to ChatGPT to solve. Honestly speaking, completely different from what I have on paper. And the one I have on paper I solve. I tell you 100% that is the correct way. So don't rely, students. Don't rely on this ChatGPT 100%. He will even tell you, ChatGPT will tell you, I make mistakes. So ethical issues is another challenge. Technical expertise, have people who don't have regulation and compliance. Artificial intelligence application in auditing. In the area of auditing, automated data analysis, risk assessment, anomaly detection, process automation. Like this idea we just look at, I told you the other variant of idea is idea server. That one work with AI, is cloud-based. Okay. Benefits and challenges of artificial intelligence application in auditing: increase efficiency, enhance accuracy, real-time insight, scalability. Then challenges again, data quality, integration, regulatory compliance, and so on. Hands-on with artificial intelligence tools for accountants. See it here, AI tools for accountants. We have automated bookkeeping and data entry. QuickBooks Online with AI automation, Xerox with Updoc integration. This work with AI. Expense management, area of application. That's what I'm drawing your attention to. Audit and compliance, AI can do that. Financial planning and analysis, AI will do that. Tax preparation and compliance, we have tools that will do that for us. Accounts payable and receivable automation, we have the AI tool that will do all those in financial reporting, risk management, then fraud detection, then predictive analytics. See Tableau, there are a lot of things, but we'll go to specific. Now, for this particular training and session, I will just select from what you are seeing on the screen. These are some of the AI tools I've told you. I've researched into some of them. I've used them and I see what they can do, and they are very, very relevant to us as professionals. Like you see this first one, Excel formula bots. Some of you who want to use Excel, the normal spreadsheet you have on your desktop or laptop or palm top or ivory tower or notebook, that you'll be racking your brain to put formulas. Maybe we have advanced Excel formulas where you see they will say equal to open bracket, that's bigger bracket, then sheet this. Why do you have that time? Maybe if you want to write exam, you may be allowed, you are allowed, if you are writing exam, you are allowed to go and memorize all those formulas to know them. But we are conducting a training to prepare the student in the college for what they will see in the industry. You now have a reason now. You are working as a consultant, and one of your clients have come, okay, I want you to help me design one Excel template, this. You will now go and sit down and start formula. What formula will I use? And be racking your brain. See, Excel formula bot will do exactly that for you. As long as you can describe what you want to do, all you need to do is to take that description to the Excel formula bot and it will give you the relevant formula you need. One of the things this Excel formula bot will do for you again is that maybe you now have one advanced Excel formula and you don't know the meaning. You want to interpret. This one AI tool will do it for you. Then ChatGPT, very, very common. I know it's ChatGPT. People know ChatGPT relevant to accountant and non-accountant. GPT0.me. This one is for some of us who are lecturers. You have given assignment to students and your students have decided to go and use ChatGPT 100% to do the assignment. With GPT0.me, you can know how many percent of GPT that has been used, ChatGPT that has been used. Even then, this one also have its own lapses. Sometimes will not give you exact result. Somebody may use ChatGPT 100%. When you take it to ChatGPT, it will tell you it is human, not ChatGPT based. But that's why we have some plagiarism checker. We have Auditing. There's one called Auditing that you can check plagiarism. Then Slice GPT. Some of you working in organization or you are the head of account, your head of unit, and you have a presentation to make and time is not on your side. Once you know the topic you are interested in, just type the topic. This slide GPT will help you develop and prepare the slide you need. Quillbot. The Quillbot you are seeing here will help you give human touch. It's used for paraphrasing. If I use ChatGPT to create a content and I want to organize, I want to review that content to be as if I'm the one who have developed that paragraph or content by myself, I can take it to Quillbot. It will help me rephrase it. It will now look as if it is my handwork. That will not permit us to explain or I want us to go to Copymatic. This one is another AI tool that help you to create content. In this case, you type effectiveness of internal control. It will generate the content, give you the course outline. You can edit in seconds, some of them less than 1 minute. Quiz Gecko, some of us who are lecturers or accountants in our organizations, whether you're a lecturer or a teacher, with Quiz Gecko, if you give students study material and you want to examine them, that same study material, you will import it into this Quiz Gecko and you give instruction to Quiz Gecko, help me set 20 multiple choice questions based on the content of this attached material. Then this Quiz Gecko will even ask you, do you want it simple question? Do you want it moderate or you want it tough as you desire it? It's not only multiple choice, it also have provision for short answer question and it has provision for even theory questions. We cannot see all these things in 2 days certification course. Honestly, not that because I want you to join training, there are a lot to learn if you really want to fit into the digital world as accountant. Scholarship, for some of you writing your research, you're doing your MSc or PhD. There is even another one here a lot, ietor.com. This one, type your PhD or MSc research topic here. It will help you generate the contents. It will start with contents. What are your table of content? This one has provision. If you are not okay with the table of content, you can edit it. And once you edit, it will generate the whole content and even ask you whether you want him to reference. And when he say references, what references style or what reference style? Is it APA and so on? Let's leave all this and go to some practical. We will not be able to take all, but let's see how far we can go. I want to be sure most of us know ChatGPT. That's where we are going to start. I will try within the remaining time we have, out of all these AI tools I've shown to us, minimum we'll look at 4. If we can take 4 today, fantastic. Meanwhile, I've seen a hand up earlier. Please, you can ask your question. Somebody have a question? Please go ahead.
Please, if you have any question, let us use the raise up hand icon or type it in as a chat so that the prof would attend to our questions.
Okay, maybe the person have changed his mind. He's not asking question again. All right, let's go now. Launch your browser. Please, let's just launch our browsers. We'll take some practical so we can go and do some other things. Launch your browser. Are we there? Please, the class governor. Are you still online, class governor?
Yes, sir. He's in the class. Yes.
Class governor, please just send me a message now on WhatsApp so I can forward to you very, very important information you share on your platform for those people interested who want to learn more or they need other information. All right, let's go. So once I get the message from class governor, I'm going to share. Let me launch my browser. Firefox. All right, the very first, not entire screen. So if you have good internet access, ladies and gentlemen, the very first one we're going to look at, see what I'm doing now. I want to believe this thing is a common one. Let's start with ChatGPT, chatgpt.com. I will tell you the reason. Let me show you something new about ChatGPT, not just the normal, because it's one thing for you to know that there is a particular AI tool available. It's a different ball game for you to maximize the potentials in that. So type, see see the screen, chatgpt.com and press enter. Chatgpt.com and press enter. Now, we have it here. See what I want to do first with ChatGPT. Just watch. My own ChatGPT, I subscribe. I pay about $23 every month. So there are some features I may have in my own that may not be available on your own because your own is just free version of it. So if you have you've launched your browser and you have the ChatGPT, see the first thing I want us to see. There is a feature here that says explore GPTs. If you have that feature in your own ChatGPT, fine and good. If I click on this explore ChatGPT, I'm not doing anything. I just want to show us. See, ChatGPT has provision to perform all these things you are seeing on the screen. Python, whimsical diagrams, auto expert, designer GPT, then say trending, image generator, write for me, Canva, Scholar GPT, logo creator, consensus, data analyst. There's even provision. If you have set of data you want to analyze, you can use this data analyst. Or some of you even doing research after collecting all your data in Excel. I will show you the relevant one. You can import it to that particular tool here in ChatGPT, and it will help you analyze depending on the prompting or direction you give to ChatGPT. Even in the area of writing, ChatGPT has provision. Write for me, AI Humanizer, Humanize AI, Copyright GPT, AI Humanizer Pro, Productivity, Canva, Email, Video GPT. Can you see the feature? Then research and analysis, School GPT, Skill Space, Excel AI is this one you're gonna launch. If you collect data, maybe you collect data about ICT investment of a bank for 5 years, then you collect data on their profitability, all in Excel, and you want to draw relationship to see whether really investment in ICT affect the performance of these banks measured in terms of profit. All you just need, once you collect all your data, import the data in this Excel AI, and it depends now. That is where you now need training. As a matter of fact, not only even Africa, developed countries are even advising people go and learn how to use ChatGPT, not only Chat AI. When they say use AI now, they are looking for people who will know the right prompting, right instruction to give to ChatGPT or to give to AI. So this one will do that for you. I have used one of these features before. I'm trying to see it to even create a website. And what that that feature just asked me, website development. What he asked me, okay, I should give the name of, maybe I have a company, I just give a name, the address, some basic information. And as soon as I key in those basic information, our goals, our objective, our vision, mission, I provided it. And as soon as I provided that information, this ChatGPT that many of us don't know, develop a website for me in seconds. Is it up to 1 minute or 2 minutes? So that's just by the way. Let me go back to the main ChatGPT. What I want you to type, if you have launched your own ChatGPT, see, type this thing, write a qualified audit, write a qualified audit report for members of ACCSA Global LLC. Okay, I think this ChatGPT recognizes CSA Global. Don't worry about that. But we'll still write it. Let me say WKC Limited, stating the reasons for qualifying the report. Ladies and gentlemen, let me take this again. Write a qualified. I told us at the beginning or commencement of the module on electronic auditing that we have unqualified audit report, we have qualified audit report. In a qualified audit report, it's either you see except for or subject to or disclaimer, we are unable to express an opinion. Or you see the financial statement do not represent the true and fair view. So we say we are telling ChatGPT to write a qualified audit report for members of WKC Limited, stating the reason for qualifying the report. Can you see? Just see what I will do next and watch without human intervention. Just see. Independent auditors report to the members of WKC Limited, qualified opinion. We have audited the financial statement of WKC Limited, which comprise, let's leave off those stories. In our opinion, see what I've been telling us. In our opinion, check this paragraph. In our opinion, except for, so once you see except for, this is a qualified audit report. Except for the effects of the matters described in the basis for qualified opinion section of this report, the accompanying financial statement give a true and fair view of the financial position of WKC Limited as award date. Basis for qualified opinion. Inventory valuation, which I mentioned earlier. During our audit, we identified discrepancy in the valuation of inventory. Management was unable to provide adequate supporting documentation for inventory items. A lot of things there going concern. All right, that is one thing you can use this ChatGPT for. I will do a second one. If you check your workbook, let me close this for now. I will stop sharing. I will now go and open the workbook. See the workbook. We have some questions. Your own is in PDF. You may have to convert to Word before you can copy. You can do what I'm about doing now. See, AI, have some questions. If you check your workbook, module 4, I have some questions on artificial intelligence application that come with your workbook. I want to pick this question. It's in financial management. And I want to believe that finance and financial management is one of the courses you have taken. On your own, sit down later. Now that you are preparing for exam, sit down later, solve this same question by yourself. It's all about efficient stocks for inclusion in an investment portfolio. Try solve this question yourself and compare your solution with what ChatGPT will give us. All right, let me take this again. From among the stocks of the underlisted corporations, select the 2 most efficient stocks for inclusion in an investment portfolio. That is the question we are going to see. It's not just about using ChatGPT I'm teaching us this morning. I want us also to know that there are lapses. You cannot rely on all these things 100%. I will copy this. What I will do, I have the question. I will just highlight and copy. Just watch now. After copying, then I will go and launch my ChatGPT. See, I'm launching my ChatGPT now. You know, earlier, we asked ChatGPT to write an independent auditor's report, which here, the software have done that. For you to clear this space now for another question, just go here. See, you click ChatGPT. Now it's ready for use again. Say, what can I help with? I will come and paste that question. Don't mind this thing that everything scattered like this. Don't mind. Let me show us something. Please read this if you can see very well. Even from your own screen, you can read it. ChatGPT can make mistakes. It's a caveat now. Before somebody sue in this part of the world, somebody now rely on ChatGPT and it mislead the person. Honestly, successfully we sue and claim damages. But now, ChatGPT, with this clause now, ChatGPT can make mistake. So the fault is not theirs. See the same question I just read now. From among the stocks of underlisted corporations, select the most efficient stocks for inclusion in an investment portfolio. Once you do this, you click, you can press enter. Just watch without human intervention. See the calculation. Now, if we have two of you seated together there, and I ask you to compare your solution, check whether you have exact answer as I have on my screen. Or somebody can just unmute and tell me, okay, I've also attempted that question. Even if your workbook is PDF, you can still highlight and copy. It's not picture. If you solve the same question using ChatGPT, find out whether you have the same. Let me also show us one thing. I want us to compare solution now. See, I have this. The same question, I'm repeating it. See the solution I have first. See what I'm going to do. I will paste. I've pasted the same question. I'm not changing anything. The only thing I want to add now, I'm telling ChatGPT, solve the question again to include the formulas. To include the formulas. And in a tabular form. Watch. See what is going to happen now. Can you see formula for efficiency return to risk step by step? Can you see now the difference between what I did first and it depends on the prompting. What are you telling the AI to do? We will calculate the return to risk ratio for each corporation. See now, I say in a tabular form, he has given me this, the risk percent, the expected return, and risk to risk ratio, expected return over risk, has given the formula there. And the results. Organized petrochemical. Because of time, it's not me. If I have the time now, I will compare these second results. We want to compare it with the first one, whether it's still the same. Organized petrochemical, 0.76, see it, 0.67. The additional thing I've just done here is that I should tabulate it. So it depends on what you give to ChatGPT. Now, I want us to look at another thing. There are a lot of things you can do with this. If you want to go back to the first question we solved, do you know the first one was qualified audit report? Watch. See my ChatGPT here. It has listed today you have worked on qualified audit report, efficient stock selection. Now I need to go back to this qualified audit report. I click on it, it will bring it back for me. I want us to use this part of this qualified audit report to do another task, AI. So I want to show us another AI tool called Quillbot. That is, you want to find out how much of ChatGPT has been used to generate a content. You go to Quillbot, especially lecturers. They have told us again that one has its own lacuna. Because it's a trial version, I cannot copy the entire report. It will tell me to subscribe for the one that can cover. So I just decided to highlight only the first two paragraphs. See it now? Or let me do Quillbot will help us to rephrase. It is GPT0.me that will tell you how much of ChatGPT you have used. So GPT0.me is what we want to do now. I've copied these two. Please, you should launch another tab, the same browser you have opened. Let me show us. See the browser I've opened before. Just click on this to launch another and type GPT0.me. See what we have here? GPT0.me. Say more than AI detector. Preserves human. What this text written? Was this text written by AI or a human? So if I'm a lecturer, I give students assignment and they say they are finished, and I want to find out whether it's their own head they use in doing it or they use ChatGPT or AI. This one will help detect. I'm sure they've drawn their attention. It's part of my own findings that this particular GPT0.me is not reliable because sometimes even the content you generate 100% using AI will tell you it's 100% human. But let's see. I will paste here. Can you see the capacity of this one? Because it's a trial version. It's a 5,000 characters only. I will paste it here. See what I did? We have audited the financial statement. You know we use ChatGPT to do that. So I now copied it to GPT0. Then I want to check how many percentage of this has been used. Watch, I'll just say accept. Then scan for what? AI. Scan for AI. Watch. If you can see my screen very well, you will see the inadequacy or the lacuna unreliability of this one. See something. What do you see? We are highly confident this text is entirely human. He tells me what? 1% probability that it was AI, which is not correct. Which is not correct. We get that? Plagiarism scan. Let's leave that one. We have audited the financial statement. I'm going to another thing now. Let me go back. All right. It's asking me to download a new one. So the next one we are going to see the same content I've copied from ChatGPT. I'm back already to the detector. Let's go back to that. It say 1%, which is not correct. The next one we'll see quick. Another tab. Just type Quillbot. See Quillbot. Quillbot checker. Quillbot. See it, quillbot.com. You say paste. This is 80 words. I think what I have is more than 80 there. Say Quillbot. Quillbot.com. Sign up. Paraphraser. Now, you say to write text, enter or paste it here and press play. See what I'm doing? I've copied it. This one will help you rewrite to make it look original. Quillbot.com. See there? Once I click on paraphrase, watch what happened. Can you see that now? We have audited the financial statement of WKC Limited, which comprise the statement. See the new one now, that the statement of financial position as of date, comprehensive income changes, this, that ended, as well as included are all part of the financial that we have audited for WKC. I'm just showing us this, that if you want to give your work a touch of originality, you use ChatGPT to create the content. You can take it to realbot.com to rephrase it for you. That's the essence of this exercise. Finally, I want us to see another important AI tool. Slides, that's number 4 now. You launch another tab and type slidesgpt.com. Slides, as in PowerPoint, slides. Are we there? Now, Slide GPT will help you create PowerPoint slides. If you have a topic in mind, for example, you want to present a paper to your staff and you don't have time, time is no longer on your side, you can use Slide GPT. Effectiveness, see what I'm typing? White team. See, effectiveness of internal control. See it, effectiveness of internal control system. As soon as you type this, effectiveness of internal control system, see what I'm typing, I'm clicking next. You say create slide, then watch. Without any intervention, creating your preview. See, you say create slide. You just watch as Slides GPT create the presentation. Can you see that without intervention, it's still creating effectiveness of internal control system? This same Slide GPT has helped you to create your agenda. Introduction to internal control system, components of internal control, types of internal control, effectiveness of internal control, exploring the important. Can you see introduction to internal control, definition? All these are the slide. Types of internal control. You continue scrolling. Regulatory framework is still creating the content. Case studies, if we include case studies for you. When you see this rolling, it's still generating more content. All you just need is to watch until all the content. See common pitfalls in internal control with pictures, with diagrams, technological advances in internal control, future trends. I just want to get to the last slide, conclusion and key takeaways. Now, when you get this slide GPT will help you to prepare. All these are slides. Now, where the issue is now, can you download? Even in Freetown, there is no free meal. As soon as I click, I want to download the slide, see what it will give us. Can you see? It's asking you to pay money. If you want to create unlimited presentation with 10 downloads per month included, you pay $9.99 per month. Then, if you want to be downloading per each presentation, single download, one-time purchase for a single presentation, $2.99 per deck. And as soon as you click buy, it will ask you to sign in, put in your card details and the rest. Let's hold on now for questions and reactions. Questions. I think we stop here for today.
It has been a wonderful time with you, Prof. And we really appreciate it. Thank you very much, sir. Please, if we do have questions, let us do well by raising up our hands or typing it in as a chat. Please, if we do have questions, let us use the raise up hand icon or type it in as a chat.
Team. Are you hearing me, sir? They have just taken the light in the college. Like,
hold on. What did you say?
They have taken the light in the hall or two building. So a lot of people are disconnected.
Let them, if anybody has question, let them come close to the system and ask.
Okay.
Yeah.
No question? Question, comment? Now
there is a question from one Timothy Uloko. Please unmute yourself.
Okay. Good afternoon, Prof.
Good afternoon, Mr. Timothy.
Yes. Like I said yesterday, I want to thank you so much for this wonderful eye opener. Yesterday, I wrote that my thanks goes to both Anna, the college, and you. And I can still repeat the same thing boldly and loudly. I have used the computer for so long a time, and I can tell you most of these things you are teaching us are things that are already there in the computer, but nobody has shown us the way. And that is why I am very happy to be part of this course 31. And I can now smile and say, yes, I can do some of these things myself. So I want to thank you, and also appeal to you that the materials, some of them they drop in the groups are just few. If we can get all the slides as well as the contacts for the training in Abuja, because from just this little, I can handle the stage one myself now very well. And then I used to be an expert on Excel, but with what I've seen today, I have reduced my level to maybe 40% because it means I have a lot to still learn. So I thank you so much, and we await the slides as well as the contacts for the training, because even if I can't be there, I can join them on Zoom, like I'm joining you since you are in the USA and we are here, and we are joining you and listening to you perfectly. And also, congratulations on your green card. We celebrate you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that contribution. There's always room for more. Even myself, there's nowhere in the world you will see one person who have it all. We search every day. And what we advise professionals to do is to change as time changes and adapt themselves to the environment. Sometimes the knowledge we feel or skills we have yesterday may not be able to meet the challenges of today. People are really doing research. People are really using their brain for work. I put it humorously one day in one of our presentations. I said, make your brain work. It will sweat first, then it will bring you sweet. Our brains are given to us for gains. So it's a good one. I love your humility that you check your level. Time did not even permit us to dig deep into Google Sheets. That is Excel now based in the cloud. There's no time. But once some of you will be part of this training, we'll see all this. One of the advantage of the Google Sheet, the same thing you do with Excel on your desktop. If you go into the cloud, do all your processing, do all your calculations, the answer, all your results, your report remain there. Anytime again you want to use it, you go and log into the cloud. So even if your system crash or they steal your system, you will still access your report in the cloud. Very good advantage and powerful insight. Thank you once again for that contribution. And we are all out. If you are not in a hurry, you give me just a few minutes. I'm going to share the contacts in another 1 minute so that everybody can reach out. You should not miss out. Any other question?
So the class governor wants to speak with you, sir. The class governor. He wants to
Class
speak with
governor,
you.
Hello, sir.
I'm with you. Class
Hello,
governor.
sir. I've chatted you, sir, on WhatsApp.
Okay. Ella. So I'm responding immediately now. I think I've compiled that. I will forward to you on WhatsApp the contact address. Contact addresses for Professor Paul Adejola and training. Let me put it that way. And upcoming training. Once you reach them, I included their names there. Once you call them, you tell them I gave you their contact. Any of them you feel like calling. If you call one, did not answer, you can always call the other person. So on our screen, please let's see. I'm sharing that immediately now. That you can pick if you don't want. I'm doing 2 in 1. As I'm sharing on the class governor, I'm also sharing on the screen. There is more information to be shared. Please, we are waiting for the next question. No more question?
No more questions, sir. From the hall. No more questions.
From the other
Yes.
joining online?
Yes.
All right, let me quickly do this before we call it a day.
The recorded video will be sent to your group chats, please.
See the contacts. Please take note of this. You can use your phone and just snap this contact, how to reach me or how to get more information about our forthcoming training. We have Treasure, that's our secretary, Farida, and they're all Mrs. Farida Terengua. She is my SA. Then Shetima, Vera, Ella. So anyone you feel comfortable calling, or you call one person, once you tell them upcoming program, they're gonna give you all relevant information you need. It will give you information you need. All right. Are we done with that? I'm also sharing some other information with the class governor. Ladies and gentlemen, finally, for benefit of those of us who were not here yesterday during the afternoon session, I will share this with us, then we call it a day. Concerning the upcoming digital accounting and finance challenge. See the detail here. I'm going to share with your class governor. And we say here the first prize is $1,000, the second prize $800, third prize $500, fourth to 10th position $100 each. And you can see here registration is free. Steps for the registration is already here. You subscribe to the YouTube channel dedicated for the competition. Register using the link here. Then there will be study material. And I mentioned earlier that if you log into this YouTube channel, that is where you will see video presentation on spreadsheet applications relevant for that competition. And what next do you need to know about it? There is a flyer to that effect, which also I will share with your class governor. is myself collaborating with ACC SA Global to jointly organize this global competition. And I say I trust our people. It will be glad for me to see that one of you come best. In the time past, Nigeria, we are blessed people. We are really blessed. Blessed with human and natural resources, very talented. In that mathematics competition, I can't remember the name of that girl. That one is mathematics wizard. Even before, you know what it is to compete with Americans, to compete with people from Europe, from all over the world, China, as Asian, and the rest. And Nigeria emerged first. And one amazing thing, even before they read out the question, this lady, this young girl, have given them the answer. But for this challenge, nobody is reading out any question. As soon as you have the code, once you log in, automatic the question will pop up on your handset. Last question, I can see Victor James. Your hands is, that's the last question.
Victor James, please unmute yourself. Thank you. Please, your name and your question. Unmute yourself again, Victor James.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Prof, sir, and the IT recruitment. Actually, mine is not a question, but kind of a confirmation. I'm curious to know, as the topic.
The what?
So, are we having a certificate, sir?
Okay, for this
Hello,
certification
hello.
course.
Am I audible?
Very well. Is it for this training,
Hello.
this certification course, right?
We can hear you, Victor James.
Yes, yes. So what as I said earlier, I'm kind of curious to know, as it spells clearly that it's a certification course. So are we having a certificate after this?
The
This
college,
training?
we answer that. I think I will talk to the director of studies, or maybe it's the
Okay.
yes, please.
Okay.
We'll get information about that one.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
All right now. Any
Prof,
other question?
another one from Godia Bulus. Godia, please unmute yourself.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, thank you so much for the presentation. It's quite educative. I just want to know, some of us have been having network issues. So it's just a request if you can have the video link to this training, the 2 days training, so that I'll be able to go through it again.
It's well
Thank you, sir.
noted. I think our IT representative mentioned that they will share the video, right? If I get it.
Yes, we'll drop it. We'll drop it on the link on the group chat. That will be the last question, Prof.
Yes, that is all for today.
Thank you for your
wishing us all the best, and to our students and the participants. I say, we'll see you at the top, see you internationally. Huh? All the best. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you for your engaging and informative lectures on digital accounting, sir.
Thank you, sir.
We really appreciate you for sharing your knowledge and making this a valuable learning experience.
Same
I
here.
would like to call on the head of ICT to give the closing remark for this workshop. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Our dear Professor Paul, we really appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
I personally have really benefited from the workshop.
Thank you, sir.
It's really educative and insightful. There's no way you will not gain one or two things if you want to pay attention. Thank you so much for giving out your time and resources so that all the participants here present and those connected virtually
network.
We sincerely apologize for that.
No problem.
I am sure you will be back with us shortly.
Thank you all. I can see people, Zoom user, everyone. That's okay.
Thank you, sir, for the wonderful lecture, sir. We appreciate it.
Thank you all.
Thank you so much.
All right, do we wait for the head of IT or? Thank you, Mr. Olubenga, everybody. See you, I believe.
Once again, on behalf of the head of ICT, we would like to appreciate you, Prof, for this wonderful 2-day workshop on digital accounting. We really appreciate you, sir. Please do enjoy the rest of your day, sir.
Thank you, and you too. Bye, sir.
And to the participants, thank you for your time. The Zoom link for the recording will be dropped once it is ready. Thank you very much, and do enjoy the rest of your day. Good afternoon.